Welcome to this QuickBooks 2012 Getting Started series. This is Module 1 and Session 1 where we're going to talk about the new features in QuickBooks 2012. So let's start with a couple that are going to be very handy for you. If you go up to your menu and click on Company, the first one I want to point out is the Calendar option. QuickBooks now has a calendar available in which you can see any transactions that are due or if you have any to-dos. When you first look at this calendar, you'll notice it's on today's date, but you can select a particular date you'd like to look at. You can also view your calendar by the daily view, the weekly view, or the monthly view. When you're clicked on a particular date, if you have any items on the calendar for that date, you'll see them listed below. In this case, I have one to do. I need to meet with Pam to discuss a new job opportunity. The right side of your screen shows anything coming up for the next 7 days or anything past due, in this case for the last 60 days. You'll notice for each you can see to-dos or transactions. The arrow on the bottom will allow you to expand or collapse that particular item that you're looking at. You'll also notice there's an arrow in the middle of your screen. If you click the arrow that points to the right, you can hide the right side of your screen if you want to work with your calendar. You have the ability from your calendar to add a to-do. You'll notice that on the bottom right hand of your screen where it says Add To-Do. Let's click on that. The first thing it asks you when you're creating a to-do is what type of task is this? Is it a phone call, a fax, an email, meeting, appointment, or just a task? We'll say it's a task. What is the priority? Is it high priority, medium, or low priority? And is this with a particular customer, lead, or vendor? If you've picked a particular customer, you'll notice you have a drop-down where you can pick that particular customer from the list. Down below that, you can specify the due date of the particular task, and also if you check this box, you can set a time for that particular task. This is the details section where you can put in the details of this particular task. You'll notice at the bottom left that the status can be active, done, or inactive. Ours is active, and let's click OK. If you don't want to see the bottom part of your calendar, you'll notice there's a blue arrow on the right that will allow you to collapse all or to expand all if you'd like to see all of those particular items. So let's close the calendar and look at another nice little feature they've added in QuickBooks 2012. We're going back to Company, and let's talk for a moment about this Lead Center. This is the Lead Center. You'll notice at the top left you have the option to add a new lead if you'd like. In this particular case, let's say it's Bob Walker. You can specify this lead is hot, warm, or cold, and also fill in information at the bottom about your particular contact. You'll notice that you have information on the company the contact works for and also the Contacts tab as well. When you're filling information, you'll notice that a lot of these fields have a down arrow to the right. So for example, I use this field to put in Bob's website, but I could have picked from the down arrow to type in Bob's home phone or his LinkedIn account, his Facebook or Twitter account. So you can use any of these fields to keep any information that you'd like. At the bottom are the locations. This particular one is his office, and I've got his office address. That is a required field, by the way. If I want to add another location, like possibly his home address, I can certainly do that as well. Under the Contacts tab, you'll notice that this is where I'm going to set up information for my primary contact, but another contact might be his assistant or secondary contact at that particular company. And I can fill out all the information there as well. Notice at the bottom I can add another contact. I'm going to click OK though, and now you'll see that my new contact, Bob Walker, is in the list. Over to the right, I see all the information I set up about that contact. If I wanted to edit that particular contact or lead in this case, I can click Edit Lead at the top, or I can go ahead and convert him to a customer, and I won't have to type this information again. On the bottom, there's the to-do list. If I have any to-dos set up for Bob, I would see them listed. This is his Contact tab. If I have additional contacts, then I would see that information listed there. The locations, and any notes I may have set up for this particular lead. Going back up to the top, notice Import Multiple Leads. I do have the ability to manually type lead information or to actually copy and paste from Excel to save a little bit of time. I can also take this information and convert it over to Excel. Let's close our Lead Center and talk about another option that QuickBooks has. In the past, when you ran reports, you do have the ability to take those reports and actually export them to Excel. But now you have an additional option where you can update an existing worksheet. What this basically means is that if I've previously taken this report and sent it over to Excel, and I've saved that file, and now the data has changed in this report, I can update that existing Excel file so I don't have to re-export that data to another new worksheet. Great little feature. Let's close this report and just mention one more feature that QuickBooks has, the new Document Center. You'll see an icon for it on your icon bar. You have the ability now from within QuickBooks to add a document to your QuickBooks file. You could choose Add a Document from here or add a document to your computer here. When you do this, you're going out to your computer, you're going to find the particular file you'd like to add, double click on it, and it will add it to this list. So that if you have particular files that you want to associate with QuickBooks, then you don't have to get out of QuickBooks, find those files, open them, etc. You can open them right from this list at the bottom. You can also scan a document into QuickBooks with your scanner right from here. So I'm going to close this Document Center, and you'll see there are several nice new features they've added for 2012. Why don't you go ahead and join us in the next module where we'll actually start creating your company file so you can start using QuickBooks.